hope you're not forgetting that little errand.
Suck me, beautiful.
What did you just say?
Bloodlines 2 is a failure. I know, all of you are shocked. But you know who isn't? Paradox. Before this game even came out, they were talking about how Bloodlines is a dead end, even if, God willing, it succeeds. After 10 years and hundreds of millions of dollars, it all boils down to Jesus, take the wheel. And before you start feeling bad for them, they wanted to charge you $22 for the boy kisser ability. Paradox? You can sell autism to the Crusader Kings fans. They'd buy an incest season pass for $100, but you're not gonna do it to the vampire fans. Not on my watch. Now let's get into the game. First impressions are everything. And when the first thing you make me do when I boot up your game is make me install another launcher to boot up the game, I'll be honest, that pisses me off. Fortunately, their devs suck, and you can get around it by running the EXE directly. I mean, you won't get any Chivos, but let's be honest. Do you really want anyone knowing that you played this game? Bloodlines 2 plays like an ad for antidepressants. They've gotta stop letting these Tylenol babies make games, cause shit's getting out of control. The first Bloodlines had soul, it had depth, it had D-cups. This is Tumblr fanfic. It's nothing like Bloodlines 1. In fact, it's not really even an RPG. The only reason they even called it Bloodlines 2 is because, quote, it's what we were asked to do. You see that? They were just following orders. That reminds me of another group that was just following orders. That's right, Volition with Saints Row. Now, were you just following orders when they removed the gravity-defying sweater puppies? Were they just following orders when they removed the Shakespearean level dialogue?
No more Yankee, my wanky.
Tell me, were you just following orders when you removed the playable Tylenol baby clan?
Damn, man! Don't be sneaking up on a brother with your crackhead skin disease test tube baby looking ass!
Were they just following orders when they wanted you to bang grandma? What's the point in digging up a franchise just to rebury it and piss on its grave? Haven't these goth twinks suffered enough? To kick us off, the worst part about Bloodlines 2 is that originally they were planning on making a good game, but then Paradox realized making something that was faithful to the original would take too long, so they shit-canned the first version of the game, and in a lightning fast 10 years made a melee-only action game with no melee weapons. Following that, let's make some comparisons. Bloodlines 2 is just like the original game, except it's missing everything. There's no guns, no melee weapons, no branching story besides the ending, no stats, no character creation, no toolset, no inventory, no lockpicking, no hacking.
Damn it, Wade!
And you can't suck off the rats anymore. And there's no difference in blood quality anymore. In the original game, you'd find yourself a high tax bracket queen that could give you a whole lot of blood, drizzle drizzle. You go sucking off a homeless guy with high cholesterol, you're just not gonna get as much blood out of him. That makes sense, right? Now, it doesn't fucking matter. In fact, nothing matters because this is a role-playing game without role-playing. Your choices don't matter, your actions don't matter, your dialogue doesn't matter, and who you are doesn't matter. I could bend your ear off all day about every choice that doesn't matter, but it's easier if I just talk about the one choice that does matter. Are you going to rage bait Karens into getting Spartan kicked by the police? It's very easy. Insult them, then walk up to an officer and they'll shoot on sight. Seattle PD doesn't mess around. They see you littering, they'll treat you to some 9mm mouthwash without missing a beat. Don't look at me like that. Alright, fine, you can do it to the hobos too if you want, you sick son of a bitch. For your decisions to matter, people would have to care. And this game is set in 2024. No one gives a fuck anymore. Cops don't even care when you suck them off in the middle of the street. And you know why? Because this is an average weekend in Seattle. You think you're the first one to do that to him this month? This week? This hour? He's more offended that you didn't smack him on the ass on the way out. And yeah, that's actually where this game is set. And I think Seattle was a great choice for a setting. If I had just one complaint, I've been to Seattle, I've walked around Seattle, I've eaten their local cuisine. And I gotta say, they forgot all the best parts about this city. Where are the fence zombies? Where are the lemonade stands with armed guards? Where are the bananas behind plexiglass? You keep giving me side missions where I jump some dude in an alley. Give me quest lines where I loot Walgreens and freebase crack outside of a cheesecake factory. Alright, now let's cleanse the palate with a little Steam review. I give it a 3 out of 10. Thumbs up.
That's a good one.
Stealth is optional. Nah, I wasn't talking to you. That's what the devs must have been told, considering they forgot it. Even if you sneak through an area perfectly, the game still demands that you come back to kill everybody in order to move on. And the problem is, the combat is ass. Finally, something that's faithful to the original game. It's floaty, it's impactless, and it was funny because on the first clan I chose, my punching animations was throwing gang signs. So I go peace, love, harmony. I'm like, Naruto, you must suck me. What the hell's with this whole fisheye lens? Between all the fisheye and the smooching and the sucking, this looks like a found footage version of Brokeback Mountain. The crutch of the combat is the abilities. Abilities operate on a skill bar system that you recharge by sucking people off. Wanna burst them like a grape? Wanna punch the hell out of them? Wanna kiss them? Wanna dive tackle them? Start sucking, buddy. But why the hell am I explaining this game's shitty combat system? All that silly goose activity has got me actually talking about the game in this review. Enough of that. You don't care. I'm trying to forget. Listen, lure police to any base and they'll kill everyone in it. I'm not ashamed to admit that I actually found this pretty fun. And that was my mistake. Because the game senses when you have fun and puts an end to that shit immediately by throwing an hour-long detective flashback at you. And in these mandatory flashbacks, all you can do is walk and talk. And pimp, the last thing you want to do in this game is listen to anyone talk.
I'm your go-to gal for fun times at the OK Camarilla.
Paradox? As long as I've got you on the horn, though, not Chinese room, why are we cradle robbing a 90-year-old woman? We're 800 years old, you sick fuck! As for the facial animations, the faces look good, but the eyes, Chico, the eyes! They all have that thousand suck stare. They've sucked so many, the emotion is gone. It's like they served an Iwo Jima their shell shock from the years of taking all those loads of blood. And I have the same look after doing these side quests. No matter how hard they suck, they'll never suck as hard as these side quests. They are trash. We went from hunting serial killers to door dashing Plan B and Doritos Locos Tacos. Next, I can positively say that the main story is something they wrote, then recorded, then put into the game. Now, I'm not saying this dialogue is so bad that I won't even talk about it, but I will say that I'm going to avoid talking about it by smashing my nuts on a tree, jump scaring you, and ending the video.
Test tube baby looking ass.
Thanks to the flock of pimps and pimperers, and another huge thanks to everyone using code bail money to buy glow-in-the-dark beefers. Much more shit posting to come. Stay tuned.